Hello. This is to explain or refresh your memory on how to organize your files and set up a site in Dreamweaver and upload them to the student server. So pay attention. First things first, on your Finder here, just on your hard drive, make sure you've got your files set up and organized, so it's going to make it easy for you. I've got my Web 1 folder, and then I've got a folder here, Fonsuck John. You can name it whatever you want, but I've named it the same thing. It's going to be named on the server, and I've included anything that's going to go online goes in this folder. So your Project 1 or your directory pages or Project 2 or Project 3 will all go into this folder because we're going to upload that. So as you can see, I've got my directory that's going to point to the rest of my projects, and then I've got my Project 1 here that's due tomorrow. So that's in that same folder. Notice the directory is not, these directory pages are not in a separate folder. They're just in as the master of the rest of these, of the rest of your projects. So keep that noted. Alright. Now we're in Dreamweaver, and we need to either set up a site or maybe edit it if you've got it incorrectly set up. So I'm going to go Site, New Site, and essentially Dreamweaver needs to know two things. It needs to know where your files and folders are on your computer, and that's the local information, and where are they going to be stored online on a server. So we'll give this a name, and then give it local root information. So I just want to find my student folder, and there's my directory page. It's got my index and my Project 1 folder. I just want to choose that containing folder, say choose. So that's all you need for your local. For remote, we're going to access it via FTP. Now for security reasons, I can't post this, all this information. But the problem where students are having is with this host directory. Type in the domain name, your login, your password. We want to click that Use FTP site. We want to test it and make sure everything's correct. But we forget about this host directory. This points to your specific folder. Everybody's files are on that, so we want to point to your specific one. So you need to provide the path from our domain straight to yours. So there's a folder in there called Student. And there's a folder in there called WD 1092. It's Web Design 109 Semester 2 / and then your last name, capitalize the first letter, and your first name, capitalize the first letter, no spaces, and you say OK, and that should set up just fine. Now that your site is set up, you access your files both online and locally through this file palette. If it's not there, you just say Window, Files, and it looks like this by default. Essentially, we want to click this button here, Expand. Let's move this so we can see the type. Expand to show local and remote sites. So I'm going to click that button, and now I'm seeing that same palette just expanded. On the right side, that's where I told Dreamweaver where my local stuff was at. On the left side, this is where I told Dreamweaver I was storing my files on the server. So notice up here it says Student WD 1092 and then my name, Fonsuck John. And I'm going to go ahead and connect. So there I am. And if we look, there's some differences here. I've got my index and directory, but I've got no Project 1. So there's no way I can click this index page and open up Project 1 because it's not on the server yet. To get things on the server, you can do it two ways. The first way I recommend is to select the files that you want to upload and press the put button. Or we can grab those files and click and drag them to the containing folder, not any folders inside there, but the containing folder. That will do it too. Before I do that, I want to update my index page. So I've opened up this page, and I want to update the link, because unless I've changed it, it's not going to work. So I'm going to select that. I want to click project 1, open up my properties palette, and under link, I want to find that index page. So here I am in index, and then I want to link to that project folder, that index page in that project folder. Say choose. Alright, so I'm linked up, so I'm going to save that, and I'm going to go ahead and close it and go back to my files palette. And so that should be updated, but it hasn't changed over here, just here, so I need to make sure I put that file along with my project 1. So I'm going to select all 3 of these and press put files. Alright, so you probably will get this dialog box that says do you want to include dependent files? Whether you say yes or no, it's going to work. So dependent files are files like images or CSS pages or pages that you've linked to, and it's just wanting you to know if you want to upload those. Chances are you're already uploading them. You've chosen them to upload, so you don't need to. But there's nothing wrong whether you say yes or no, it's going to work. Alright, so it looks like it's uploaded. If I see this over here and I see it's in font stock John, I've done it correctly. Now some problems if we're just pointing not to our specific folder but the entire server space, then it's not going to show up correctly. So keep in mind where you're telling Dreamweaver your files are at. So that's done through the host directory when we set up the site. So remember that. So let's go online and see if it works. So we'll type in the domain name. Scroll down to me. Well, there's my page. Let's see if it opens up my project 1. And it does. So that worked. So let's hope yours works. Good luck. Have fun. I'll see you tomorrow.